Good afternoon. Today we will continue to study about the classification of clauses into the 5 types. In this class, we will study about the third type of clauses, which consists of a subject, a phrase of a transitive verb, and an object. In the first and second type of clauses, we studied the clauses with the intransitive verb. The intransitive verb focuses on the statement by the speaker who sets the subject of the clause as the object of the statement. In this type of clauses, in the third, fourth, and fifth type of clauses, the speaker states the relationship between the subject and the object mediated by the transitive verb applied in the clause. Let's start to study from the example with the transitive verb feels. She feels the softness from the hair. The speaker applies the transitive verb feels to signify the relationship between the subject she and the object, the softness that the subject she perceives. The subject delivers the definition of the transitive verb feels to the object, the softness. There is a comparison. The intransitive verb to describe the perception of the speaker is applied in the second type of clause with the subjective complement to describe the subject of the clause, that is the object of the perception, by the speaker. From the perspective of the speaker intends to describe how. The speaker can describe how the subject feel. How the subject is perceived by the speaker in the second type of clause with the subjective complement. In the third type of clause, the transitive verb feels describes the subject she as the active authority to actualize the action described by the transitive verb feels, and the speaker describes the subject who starts and gives the definition of the transitive verb feels to the object, the softness from the hair, and the object, the softness from the hair, receives the definition of the transitive verb feels from the subject. The transitive verb to describe the perception of the subject is applied in the third type of clause with the object that the perception is conveyed to. There is the second example with the transitive verb start. We studied the verb start as an intransitive verb in the first type of clause. This tells us that a verb can be applied either on intransitive verb or a transitive verb in each clause. He starts on innovation. The transitive verb starts mediates the subject-object relationship in a way that the subject, he, initiates. The definition of the transitive verb starts and conveys the definition of the transitive verb starts to the object on innovation. Thus, the verb start is able to be applied as a transitive verb or an intransitive verb in a clause. We can categorize a verb either as an intransitive verb or a transitive verb. We can find the frequent use of either way, but from the usage of the speaker, we can interpret the verb applied in a clause as an intransitive verb or a transitive verb flexibly. There is a conference. A verb can be applied as an intransitive verb or a transitive verb in a clause, according to the intention of the speaker to state the clause with a focus on the subject. The speaker selects the range of the statement about the subject to reveal whether the subject of the clause is in the subject-object relationship with an object clearly stated in the clause or not. Whether the verb is applied either as an intransitive verb or a transitive verb can be figured out by the fact that there is an object to receive the definition of the verb from the subject. Sorry. The speaker who focuses on the experience, condition, or action of the subject describes the subject with the intransitive verb in a clause. The speaker who focuses on the interaction to give and receive the experience, condition, or action in the relationship with an object describes the subject with the transitive verb in a clause. This page is about the background to understand how a verb can be applied as an intransitive verb, like the clause "a class starts," or a transitive verb like this clause. He starts on innovation.